Okay, boys and girls, let's try some rounding to the nearest hundreds on our own or together. So make sure you have your whiteboard and let's see how fast you can do this mentally. Okay, so let's look at the number 253. So let's do a couple review together. So on your whiteboard, go ahead and make your vertical number line. And we're looking at 253. So I'll give you a minute to get prepared. Okay, so here we go. When we're rounding to the nearest tens or hundreds, you look in that place. So we know ones, tens, hundreds. The 2 is in the hundreds place. So what we're looking at is this is our first endpoint, 2, 2, and we're in the hundreds. So our first endpoint is 200. And then what you want to say to yourself is, self, if I count by hundreds, what is our next hundred? Did you say 300? Perfect. Okay, so once I look at my 2 endpoints, I have to find my midpoint or my halfway mark. And we talked about this. It's the 5 or the 50 or the 500. So in this case, it's 200. 250 is our halfway mark between 300. Now, we want to plot, the third thing we do is we want to plot 253 on our number line. Well, we see 250, so 251, 253 about there. Perfect. Now, the next thing you want to say to yourself is, self, okay, I have plotted 253 on my number line. Is it 253 or more, or is it less than 250, which is our halfway mark? Did you say it's more than 250? If you did, then you know you would round it to 300. So 253, and here's our little squiggly mark, approximately or about 300. Okay? Now let's try another one. All right, erase. Now watch this. I'm going to take the same number, 253, but I'm going to put it with 1,000. Holy cow. But I want to still round to the nearest 100. So here's my 100 mark. So watch this. We're going to do the same exact thing. We're not going to worry about this 1,000. We're going to go ahead and put it on our number line, but we still want to be between 200 and 300. Same thing we just did with the first one, okay? And we still want to halfway mark is the same. Look, 200, 250, 300, because we are still trying to round to the nearest 100. And then if we plot it on our number line, same place, which is pretty cool. You don't have to worry about that 1,000. We're still just looking at the hundreds, okay? All right, good job. All right, next one. Let's try another one. Erase, draw your number line for me, okay? All righty, here we go. Let's round, let's think of a good number here. Let's round 842 to the nearest 100. Okay, 842. All right, so first thing you do is say to yourself, self, I am rounding to the nearest hundreds, ones, tens, hundreds. So I know that my 8 is 800. So we know that's going to be our first endpoint every time. And then we count up. Next 100, 100, 800, 900. Perfect. Now, what is the midpoint? Plot your midpoint on your whiteboard. Did you get 850? Because remember, we're working up. Good job. Now, fourth thing we do is we plot 842 on our number line. It's about right there. And then we say to ourselves, now, remember, you can count by tens. 800, 810, 820, 830, 840, okay, and 841, 842, okay, about there. All right, so 842. Then the last thing I say is it 842 on our vertical number line, 850 or more than 850? Is it above the midline or the midpoint or or the halfway mark, all those things are the same, or below. Did you say it's below? You are right. So 842 is about 800. Good job, boys and girls. Keep working hard. Uh-oh, sorry about that. Well, it doesn't want to stop for me. How about that? It just wants me to keep on.